The economics of terrorism is a field that did not exist before September 11th. The scale of the 9/11 attacks, which killed nearly 3,000 people, destroyed hundreds of billions of dollars of value, and triggered a global military response costing trillions, finally forced governments and researchers to take seriously the financial underpinnings of terrorist organizations. The findings were initially surprising. Al-Qaeda's annual operating budget before the 9th of November was estimated at between $30 and $50 million per year, less than the budget of a medium-sized corporation, sufficient to fund a global terrorist network. The 9/11 attacks themselves cost approximately $500,000 to plan and execute. The return on investment, from the perspective of disruption per dollar spent, was historically unprecedented. Understanding how terrorist organizations finance themselves, and how those finance flows can be disrupted, became a central national security priority. Terrorist financing flows through multiple channels, each requiring different disruption strategies. State sponsorship, direct government funding of terrorist organizations, was historically significant but has declined as states have faced increasing international pressure. Private donations, particularly from Gulf-based charities and wealthy individuals, have been the primary funding source for Sunni jihadist organizations. Hawala, an informal money transfer system based on trust networks, allows funds to move across borders without entering the formal banking system, making it extremely difficult to trace. Criminal activities, kidnapping for ransom, extortion, drug trafficking, and oil sales, have become increasingly important for territorial organizations like ISIS that need operational funding. The Islamic State at its peak in 2014 to 2015 was estimated to be generating over $1 billion annually from oil sales, extortion, and looting, making it the best-funded terrorist organization in history. The relationship between poverty and terrorism is one of the most contested questions in the field. The popular assumption that terrorism is a product of poverty and that economic development will reduce it is not supported by the evidence. Study after study, including seminal research by Alan Kruger and Jitka Malikova published in 2003, has found that terrorists are on average more educated and wealthier than the populations from which they are drawn. This does not mean poverty is irrelevant, it means the relationship is indirect. Poverty creates political instability, which creates ungoverned spaces where terrorist organizations can operate. Poverty creates grievances that extremist narratives can exploit. But the individual decision to join a terrorist organization is driven by identity, ideology, and social networks, not by economic need. The policy implication is that poverty reduction is a long-term structural investment in stability, not a short-term counter-terrorism tool. The lesson of the economics of terror is that following the money is necessary but not sufficient. Financial disruption, cutting off the funding flows that sustain terrorist organizations, is one of the most effective tools available, and it has been significantly improved since 9/11. The Financial Action Task Force, the Egmont Group of Financial Intelligence Units, and bilateral cooperation between intelligence agencies have made it much harder for terrorist organizations to move money through the formal banking system. But financial disruption addresses the organizational capacity of terrorist groups, it does not address the supply of motivated recruits. An organization with a destroyed financial network will simply restructure. The permanent reduction of terrorism requires reducing the number of people who want to join terrorist organizations, which requires addressing the ideological, social, and political conditions that make terrorism appealing. Financial disruption and ideological counterwork are complements, not substitutes. Thank you for watching The Shadow of Extremism. Sources and references are on screen. Subscribe to follow the full series.